And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. How are you today? Whew, it's chilly outside. 36 right now. But don't worry, we'll get to 72, a lot warmer day as we get this underway. So stand by. We've got your weather forecast coming up. Update you on all of that good news. We are well into, this is Wednesday, isn't it? We've got some special guests coming in today. They're coming in from Clark County. This is going to be, I wanted to make sure I said this right. Journey to the Cross is who we've got coming in, Odie. That's going to be coming up at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll join us for that. Tomorrow, we're also going to have some more folks of faith coming in. Collinsville, they've done a fantastic job out at the Baptist Church. During spring break, there's a lot of folks that go to other countries. I guess it is kind of another country. Spring breakers. They headed to the Florida coastline to witness to those who were on spring break. We'll get an update from that tomorrow. Sounds like they had a good time and helped a few folks. Let's hope so. All that went on last week. So we've got a lot of guests coming in this week. We've got the parade coming up. When is it? Downtown Meridian, Friday afternoon, 5:30. State champions. Nothing like a great parade. I hope you'll make it down for that and support them in their basketball endeavors. I'm glad they won. That is fantastic. So a few things that are happening locally. Also, the Alley Cat Run is happening Saturday morning. Almost forgot about that. So many, many ways to help those around us. All right, let's pause for a moment and get a good word. We need that to start our day, don't we? I do anyway. Let's go out to Collinsville now and get a good word.
I still remember the moment like it was yesterday. It was the spring of 1997. I had just finished an off-season football workout that day after school, and I jumped in my black 1978 Cutlass Supreme and headed home. As I was traveling down Gherkin Road, I was just extra burdened that day. My 17-year-old life, it wasn't going great. Some things that I'd been finding joy in had come to an end, and I was sad, heartbroken. And on that ride home that day, the burden just got heavier and heavier to the point I began to cry. But along with that burden came a call from God. And not an audible voice, but a voice that spoke into my spirit, calling me to give my life to Jesus. Telling me that while everything on earth would fail me, Jesus never would. And reminding me of the promise that I'd heard so many times up to that point that through Jesus my sins would be forgiven. You see, the Lord had been pursuing me at this point for 6 or 7 years, but every time He had called me before, I'd pushed Him away. But this time was different. I was coming up to that four-way stop there at the Gherkin Crossroads, pulled up to that crossroads, burdened and lost. But when I pulled through the crossroads, I pulled my car over to the side of that little country road and stopped. And right then and there, just me and God, I gave my life to Jesus Christ. I repented of my sin and I asked Jesus to be Savior and Lord of my life. And He wonderfully did that. And that was the day that I met Jesus. But I didn't just meet Jesus that day. I also met His Father. You see, when you meet Jesus, you meet the Father too. I came to know the Father through Jesus, and His Father became my Father. And from that moment forward, my life was changed. So, beloved, when you know the Father, your life will never be the same. Just as Apostle John mentions in 1 John 2:13, he says, I write to you, children, because you know the Father. Our knowledge of the Father, it changes everything. So I wonder this moment, do you know Him? Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I was telling Odie, I read a comment this morning that was very strong. Chris McDaniel, y'all remember him? He's run for a thing or two in the state of Mississippi, but it was very strong. Simplicity is what it was. It said, we have a government that is worried about an app when we have an open border. Anybody agree with that? I agree with you, Chris. Senator Chris McDaniel, or former Senator Chris McDaniel, said that, however you want to word that. We have an apology that is going nationwide. Although it's an apology, he really did tell the truth if you were to get down to the technical ends of it. Richard Simmons, I mentioned to you yesterday, made a post that was kind of dark and didn't explain itself. It said, I'm dying. And then it said, we all are dying. Well, truthfully, he said the truth there. Why he put that, I don't know. But he went back and said, no, I don't have a disease. I'm not dying. But he didn't lie. Why he done that, we don't know. Richard, I think, has a few issues, and, well, let's pray for him there. And we all are. Every single day that we breathe a breath, we're one day closer. Don't think you're immune to it. There's a lot of folks that think they can freeze this, do that, and be brought back. There's only one way, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Funeral homes. You hear about them. Let's go to Salt Lake City. This happened in Jackson, Mississippi, if I am not mistaken, out front. A fight, gunfire. Oh, yeah, and 3 people stabbed in Salt Lake City yesterday. What I haven't figured out is they can't determine if one was shot or not. It's pretty bad, was still in surgery. They know, they're just not telling. No one has died. One is in critical condition outside the funeral home. But that happened in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't remember if it was a year or 2 years ago, but that happened. Just a little reminder there of when funerals of controversy happen to keep your distance. Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, someone will walk that final walk as a man is scheduled to be put to death in Georgia by lethal injection. 1993 was the murder of his girlfriend. He's 59 years old. Her name was Alicia Lynn Yarborough. She died in 1993. He was found guilty in 96 for kidnapping and, well, how it all ended there, rape and the death of her. Sad it is, but tonight, this will happen. We'll make sure there's no stay of execution at this point. It all looks as though he will walk the end of it. His name is Pye, is his last name. James Pye. 7 p.m. is when all that should happen in Georgia. As we look around, it only makes sense that one is bad as the other. We see New Zealand, and I don't know the difference between, because I don't do it, and I just really have never studied it. The e-cigarettes, the vaping, they're saying that they are banning the disposable e-cigarettes to stop minors from taking up the habit. I don't know what the difference is in between a disposable and the other type of vaping, but they're going to ban that there. I truly don't know enough about it, but they are taking a step there to try to ban it. The vaping is just as bad as having a cigarette. Y'all know that. Today, we'll find out what's going to happen with the interest rates as Feds will release their decision later on today. We'll see what happens with that, up or down. I disagree with this. Do y'all remember when we were evacuating Afghanistan? The chaos that happened? We lost several U.S. soldiers. Now, a retired commander who was over that says he takes full responsibility for the deaths that happened. I wouldn't stop there. No, it goes all the way to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Is where it should stop. It wasn't planned. It wasn't organized. And it cost a lot of lives, and we left so many people behind. So much equipment. That's not the way it's done. Am I saying we don't have a leader? I'm saying we have someone that doesn't know how to plan or put the right people in place that know how to handle situations. Have you heard of this? It was California. And I think each of us can put ourselves in this place of what happened. You can see it. A 2-year-old is playing in the parking lot next to a car. They'd gotten out to go inside the store. One gentleman's at the gas pump buying gas. He goes in to pay for it. He has a 3-year-old in the back in a car seat. 3-year-old climbs out of the car seat, over the top, puts the car in gear, and runs over and kills the 2-year-old. California is where that happened. It's sad. Situations like that's happened in many places. Children are quicker and can get out of places very easily out of car seats. This one ended in tragedy. We certainly hate that. California is where that happened. And again, it can happen here as it did there, just as easily there. I was 9 years old, and I think most people do this. I was cutting grass at 9 years old, push lawnmower. I think I got $8 per yard is about what I got. I was trying to save my little money. So I went down to the Merchants and Farmers Bank and I opened up me a savings account. First thing they asked for, and I didn't have it, was my Social Security number. Well, back then you didn't have to have one when you were born. So we went down to the Social Security office. It was on 22nd Avenue, best I remember, second floor. Went up, filled it up. Boy, I really thought I was moving on up in the world. I was 8 or 9, got that Social Security card, went, opened up my savings account, and now I read headlines like this. We all know that financial aid is out there for folks who want to go to college, for underprivileged families, and it's a great program. Now, they're telling me that this is a legal citizen, but if you are a legal citizen of the United States, how could you, in this day and time, not have a Social Security number? They are trying to revamp the system for people who don't have a Social Security number to get money to go to college on. See, how that works is if your parents don't make enough money, then, well, you can get help from the government to go to school on. But if your parents don't have a Social Security number, they can't track what they make to determine how much you should get. There's something wrong here, but they're trying to change this, just warning y'all, to where that will be okay. It's not okay with me. We all pay taxes on every single dollar we get. And I talked to someone yesterday that said, I got a promotion. It's wonderful. Half of everything I make now goes to the government. Half. Yeah. It's depending on how your taxes are taken out. But half of what you make goes to, well, Fund New Zealand. Probably things that you don't approve of. I'm not making all this up. That does happen. Y'all think about the taxes that come out of your check. Then you go buy gas, you're taxed again. You walk inside and you buy groceries, you're taxed again. And, well, maybe you need something from the hardware store, you're taxed again. Taxed, taxed, and taxed. And then we have those who don't want to play by the system and give, not kind of fair, is it? I'll leave it at that. I'm not sure of all this. Nickelodeon, this producer, I can't find exactly what he did. He's made an apology for having a chaotic work atmosphere back in the days of the Zach and Cody and the Drake and all of that. Apparently some jokes were said. He's even said that they could go back to the TV show and cut out the jokes if they found them offensive today. He says they weren't during the 90s. But I can't find exactly, supposedly, what he did was so wrong. Dan Snyder is who I'm talking about. And maybe some of y'all know a little bit. Yeah, there would be nothing left of Blazing Saddles. Behind Gene Wilder. Yeah, and it was over. They ride off in the Cadillac at the end. If he didn't offend you in that show, just go back and watch it. You'll find something in there that offends you. That was a funny show, wasn't it? Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But
watch Airplane.
Airplane, you're right. Wow. But, and again, could he have done something wrong? Maybe so, but I can't find it to where, and numerous people in the comments of the story going, what did he do? What did he do? I'm sure somebody has found something that didn't go over well, but I can't find the exact thing that the guy done. Cut the jokes out if you don't like them. Well, they may do that before it's all said and done there. Let's see what else is happening this morning. I'll leave you with this one before we get into the weather. Joe, have you seen this? This really happened. He's on stage, and he just kind of wanders off and goes and sits beside a child and starts talking to her. That happened. We don't make it up. And he tells everybody, well, I just couldn't resist. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. All of this is coming up in November of this year, where you will cast a vote for somebody that wanders off stage, or y'all figure it out. Have mercy, have mercy. We'll be right back as we'll get into your forecast here in just a moment to get our day started.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Wednesday, midweek. We'll get Odie to do his famous It's Hump Day thing coming up. Y'all don't want to miss it. Happens every Wednesday. Let's get into our forecast now. And remember back when? Yeah, let's go back to, what was it, 1907. We had a record high of 89 degrees today. Back in 23, a cold day of 25. Whew. That was cold. That was last year, 1 year ago today. As we look across here today, 72. Look at this sunshine everywhere. It's cold right now at 36, but it will warm up. 72 pretty much all over the state down the river. It looks to be 71. As we go east toward Bama, 72 as well there in Demopolis. As we go through Tuscaloosa, 73 being the warmest spot that we've got showing up in Bama today, other than the coast. Not bad at all there. Let's see here. As we show here what's coming, we're kind of at normal now. A little warmer there in Florida. Cooler weather back over there in Texas, as we see that in the western side of Texas. As we look at this, here we go. For the next 7 days, 72 is for today, 46 tonight, 0% chance of rain. But what is happening Friday? It's rain back in the forecast is it will dip to 63 with rain and thunderstorms. And then Saturday, it's all clearing out. We're getting back to almost 70. And by Sunday, we're at 74. Nice weather there. Even Monday, 73. And then we move up to a 40% chance of showers on Tuesday. Now, we'll watch all this closely should any of this turn bad. Nothing projected at this point to be horrible weather. Just some rain and thunderstorms. We'll keep you up to date on that. The outlook as we go another week into April. April the 3rd is where we'll stop. 70-degree weather. 74 all the way down to the 3rd there. About a 55% chance of rain there then. We've got some periods of sunshine, though, from the 28th through the 1st. Oh, April Fool's Day is not long off. Easter is not long off. We've got a lot to celebrate, don't we? We sure do. Let's find out about the fishing forecast. Chet's out. I just got a picture out on the lake somewhere today, and it's going to be great today. Your perfect time to major fish today is going to be right around 10 o'clock, 9:52 to high noon. Another time will be tonight after dark. You'll get a slight chance of rain slight chance of great fishing is what I meant to say, around 2:30 to 4:30. Always good to do. But look at the wind. Calm. Around 5 miles an hour. That's some of the best we've had in a while. I just can't handle that old wind anymore. She cuts you, doesn't she? She does. Again, right now we're sitting at 36. We got a lot to talk about. What has gone on throughout the area and across the state of Mississippi coming up at 7 o'clock this morning. Did we mention homicide? Oh, yes, it happened. Meehan, Lost Gap, the prison out there. We've got a homicide on our hands there. It's being investigated. What happened? We've got someone that's been found deceased. We had a major wreck yesterday, I-20. We've got that and so many more stories that happened right here under our noses. We've got all that and more coming up at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock. Odie will join me, and again, we'll have special guests this morning here to talk to us about Journey to the Cross as well. A lot going on. Join us, won't you? It all begins live at 7 o'clock. The Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.